Have you ever had a feud with someone? One that started since the day that you met the person? Coming this September, witness the greatest feud that you have ever seen. From Emily Bronte's Gothic novel, Modern Day Films brings you a story that you will never forget. Hear the story of the Earnshaws, a prestigious, wealthy family with all the power one could hope for. The family is made up of Mr. and Mrs. Earnshaw and their two spoiled children, Hindley and Catherine. When Mr. Earnshaw decides to bring home orphan boy Heathcliff to the pristine Wuthering Heights estate, nothing will ever be the same again. From the start, young Hindley, the Earnshaw son, hates the lovely orphan boy Heathcliff as he finds favor quickly with Mr. Earnshaw and makes Hindley jealous. Hindley assaults physically and verbally the young Heathcliff multiple times throughout their childhood in the book, even going as far as to say, "I pray that you may break your neck." Mr. Earnshaw isn't the only one who particularly likes Heathcliff, but also Catherine Earnshaw herself. The two try to contain their undeniable connection towards each other as they are now brother and sister, but they find it very hard. Hindley's hatred for Heathcliff is no ordinary boy fight that you get over with time, but rather one that continues to strengthen over time. Suddenly, Mr. Earnshaw dies and blood son Hindley inherits the manor. This situation gives Hindley, who becomes a raging alcoholic, all the power to make Heathcliff's life a living misery. The hatred grows as Hindley finds out about Heathcliff and Catherine's love for one another. Hindley persuades Catherine to fall for the rich and upper-class Edgar Linton, even though she loves Heathcliff, as she says, "My love for Edgar is like the foliage in the woods. Time will change it, I'm well aware, as winter changes the trees. My love for Heathcliff resembles the eternal rocks beneath, a source of little visible delight, but necessary." She falls for Edgar because of his status is more pleasing, but all of the time loves Heathcliff. This drives Heathcliff mad, and he decides to marry Edgar's sister Isabella to try to get revenge on the Linton and Earnshaw family for wronging him, as he says, "I'm trying to settle how I shall pay Hindley back. I don't care how long I wait, if I can only do it at last. I hope he will die before I do." How will this battle end? In the end, New York Times calls this story a must-see thriller and gives it a 4.5 out of 5 stars for its stellar Victorian-era elements that include women treated like property, detached feelings towards different subjects and people, and no high emphasis on faith. Experience this adrenaline-invoking film, rated PG-13 for violence, coming March 13th to a theater near you. Experience Wuthering Heights.